Hi, my name is Joy Smith, and this is my UTEACH-RegEd case video. A little bit about myself. I live in Gary, Oklahoma with my husband and our two children and two basset hounds and four hens and two roosters. We're a very close-knit family. My father-in-law lives right across the street. My mom lives about less than a mile away. My sister-in-law lives less than a mile away. So we see each other a lot and spend a lot of time with each other. I went to Southwestern Oklahoma State University in Weatherford and received my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. A lot of people look at my background and they say that's quite a career change, but believe it or not, there is a lot of teaching that is involved in nursing. So when I heard that EPIC had the UTEACH program available, I decided that that's really what I wanted to do. So this is my case interview for that position. So I'm going to start out. My first task was the summaries, and so we will start there. And part one was data-driven instruction. And data-driven instruction not only looks at the data collected from the test scores, like so many people think it is, it also looks at data observed by the teacher. And like any instructional and learning approach, this one has its pros and its cons. On the plus side, the teachers get that data that they can measure students' educational process, but this may aid in determining the strength and weakness areas. However, it may not be a true representation of the students' in-class performance. The test is given to obtain the results, and it gives us the staff a blueprint on how to proceed with the students' instruction going forward. But there are drawbacks to this approach because not every student is a good test taker. They may not do their best on the test. Many students have test anxiety nowadays and they just completely shut down during the tests. Other factors, home life, social economic backgrounds, you don't know exactly what's going on in their home life. Are their parents fighting all the time? Did their power get shut off at home? Do they have food to eat? And these things could affect their test performance as well. So results from the data collected in this method may just simply be one piece in the big puzzle. And that piece, along with the in-class observations of the teacher, can help guide the way to better meeting the student's educational needs. And so data-driven instruction is important because it's important to the students and the teachers both. It allows the teacher to review the subject matter, and if she sees certain areas where a lot of the students did poorly, then she can adjust the way she presents the material in the future. Or if maybe just one or two students did poorly, then we need to look at why did those students do poorly and maybe adjust the learning to those students. And so the next part is differentiated instruction. And it's an approach used to try to best direct students' learning for success. It's a less conventional approach because it uses the student's senses. Some people are auditory learners, some people are visual learners, some people are tactile learners, and this allows the teacher to look at overall students, and she may be able to place the students in a group to help students learn better, group them in this same manner, the same learning mode. And so this method requires her to develop a lesson plan to teach individualized learning for each of their of the students or groups, giving the student the most success of achieving maximum learning and retention. And so this kind of goes against that one-size-fits-all mold of traditional teaching. And this method is really difficult, though, because when you look at how much time and effort would go into personalized learning for all of these students, or the individualized learning for all of these students, you've got too much time and energy from the teachers and not enough resources. And so differentiated instruction is important because not every student learns the same. It allows the educators to teach the students based on how they learn and allows them to be more creative in their teaching methods. So the next one is personalized learning. Personalized learning is a step in the right direction for the future. It's not completely perfect due to the fact that it relies mostly on technology, but it can be tailored to meet the individual learner's strengths. However, it may not be able to address the weaknesses. The student could become complacent and just start clicking and moving through lessons and moving on to the next screen just in order to get the assignment done because they have other things to do. So, even with the lesson and unit quizzes to measure the retention of the material, the student is often given multiple attempts at the test too. So they could write down the correct answers and retake the test to receive a passing score. And not everyone has reliable access to the technology needed. Some students may have a relative at home that may take their computer or their tablet and use it for themselves, and so the students don't have that access to the technology. And so this in-person meetings are very important in this aspect because the teacher can see in person how the students perform and if they have a positive family involvement, and it allows them to have a better insight on how to help the student achieve success. Personalized learning is important because our society is becoming technology-based, and students need to know how to use technology for the future, not just in the classrooms, but in the work environment, in the home life. They need to know how to use that technology. So basically, there is no perfect learning or instructional system. And I think if you found a way to incorporate all three of these methods, that would be the best way to run the classroom. Anyway, this has been my tasks and my summaries, and thank you so much for taking the time to review them.